Go ahead.
Okay, Ann's ready. So on the phone, we have Commissioner Barlow, Commissioner Cox, Commissioner Holtz, Commissioner Millington. We have Commissioner McConkey here in the office, and Commissioner Holbrook's on the phone line as well. Sitting here in the conference room at UDOT, you have myself, Carlos Braceras, Shane Marshall, the new Deputy Director, Corey Pope, Planning and Programming Director, Bill Lawrence, Program Finance Director, Bob Pelly, STIP Coordinator, and Leanna Beglin, Big Cheese in charge. And Lee Davison from the Tribune is sitting here as well. Jeff, it's the chair is yours.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for everybody coming together this way. I know we're probably in all parts of the world. Appreciate you taking a few minutes to do this needed few steps that we just couldn't leave till the next meeting. So
we have required time frames here for public comments, so we wanted to get it out.
right. Carlos, if you would, I don't have an agenda in front of me. If you would spoon feed us on this a little bit, this is.
Okay.
I'm actually racing between airplanes.
Okay,
here,
Jeff.
so.
Sorry for that. Jeff, what we have
No problem.
for item one, we just we put down public comment, and I didn't know if anyone would choose to join us here this afternoon. We don't have any members of the public. Lee, do you have any comment? No, Lee's not wanting to make any comments.
No, he wants
Never know. And so item two was the 2014-2019 draft STIP. And what we're looking for here is approval to release the draft STIP for public comment. I'm going to turn this to Bill Lawrence. Bill, explain what we're doing, why we're doing it, and then we'll turn it back to the commissioners here for action if they choose.
This is the point where we've, it's an accumulation of a whole bunch of work to get to this point in order to get this draft STIP out. As you know, there's a lot of work that takes place before, where we have the pavement condition and bridge condition. There's the safety needs and capacity needs. We have public meetings, MPO coordination. And then from there, we go through our region workshops, who also make recommendations that come forward. Our local government visits that we hold, as well as department staff recommendations. All of these come together and get through the April workshop, the commission workshop. Those projects have now been incorporated into this STIP, and so we'd like to take this full compilation of projects and put them out for public comment. I don't know how many of you have a draft STIP in front of you. I'd like to kind of go over a few of the things to point out of what's in this document. There's a lot of information. It's very full. And so, how many have the STIP in front of them?
I have one.
I do. Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'd like to do, first of all, you'll see that there's a fund code table that has a list of all the different funding types that we have within the STIP. And so that's just kind of as an FYI, and I'll point that out in just a little bit. But just for an example, let's turn to page 2.
Here's a couple extra steps.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm good.
Is everybody to page 2?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so across the top on the field, just below the dark line that says STIP 2014-2019, and you'll have a report run of when this was ran. And so off to the left-hand side, you'll see region, or it'll be by county or region. This time it's we sorted this out for you by county. And so you'll see the county name is off down that left-hand side. Then we have a project PIN, which is an internal number we use for tracking projects, is also down that next in the left-hand column. Then you'll see fund. If you look below, look at that first project, it's under PIN 2568. You'll see that there's 3 different fund types there. There's equity bonus, there's railway hazard elimination, and then STP flex. So that's the type of funding that's on that project. You'll have its status. You can see there's an advertisement date just underneath the pin that says if it's been advertised or not. If you look at the second shaded column down, just an example, you'll see a project where its status says scoping. Hasn't been advertised yet, but it's still in scoping. So all these projects listed here, they're blocked out by shades. You can see the different statuses, the different funds, the PIN numbers, the county or region, and then it has a project number. Going across, as we work our way across, you'll see a prior. That is funding that has already been obligated on that project. That's what prior means. You'll see an RT. Below that would be the route number that this project is on. So on that first line, you will see this is Route 13, SR 13. You got a beginning, starts at mile 0.8 for that route. Then you'll see a list of years. You'll see 2014, 15, 16, 17, and then a CD. And each of those columns will list the funding that's in that project by year. So going across, you can see the different fund types. For this first one that we're looking at, all of the funds have been already obligated on this project, so there's nothing in the years. And the project's in closeout if you look at the status for that example. So coming across further to the right, you'll see the concept description. The example that we're given was an intersection improvement. And then just below that, you can see the total funding that was on that project, both federal and state. A new thing that was added this year, in this particular case, they're both the same. But we have the PIN description as well as the project location. We had, based on public comments that we received during the last STIP, they wanted the common name as well put in there. And so this one is not a good one, but the two down, if you look two down, there is a good example there. It'll say Far West Brigham City, and a little different description on those. And we added that based on the public comment we received last time.
Bill, I don't know if we need to take any more of the commissioner's time. I guess if there's questions on reading it, there's a lot of information here. Please let any of us know, and we can help with that. But if you choose to make this action, we're really going to be working off of two STIPs here over the next couple of months. We have this new STIP, which, Bill, this is the 2014 to 2019.
Yes.
And what you'll hear us in the July meeting and August meeting is we'll be proposing amendments to the existing STIP,
Correct.
which is the 2013 to 2018 STIP. And so it's a little confusing, but we're setting the plate here. This is the menu to be working off of if it's approved by the commission again in August, and then it goes to, if it is approved, it'll be sent to the Federal Highway Administration and Federal Transit Administration for approval before the end of September.
Do you want to?
I'd just like to add, Carlos, that I'm glad that you've added the PIN description thing on some of these roads. I think it's helpful.
Good, thank you, Meg.
One other thing to point out is the project.
Carlos, I had a question. Has there been any significant changes in this since our workshop in April?
Good question. Bill?
No. The ones that you can see in the draft STIP that are new will have a highlighted red new off to the side. And those will be the ones you'll be able to tell that the new ones are coming in.
And those are the ones that they saw in the workshop?
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't appear to be very many.
So Commissioner Barlow, there's not, no changes since you saw this in the workshop. And our job in the August meeting is to compile any and all comments and bring that to you with any suggested changes based on those comments.
Okay, thank you.
So we'd like to seek approval to advertise the draft 2014-2019 STIP.
I so move.
Second.
I'll
A
say-
motion and a second.
Who's-
Any discussion?
Leanne, did you get the second?
Who seconded it?
Who seconded it?
I was or one of them. I have a question. This is kind of a silly
Wayne?
question maybe, but in the newspaper ad, let me bring that up here. In the newspaper ad, it lists the addresses of where people can go to the regional offices.
Yep,
And for Region 1, let me just find it here again.
169 North Wall Ave.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Southwell.
And as far as I know, the actual address is West Southwell Street, which comes off Wall Avenue, but the road kind of curves there. And so if somebody didn't really know what to look for, I'm not sure they would find it with that Wall Avenue number.
We'll double check that address and make sure it's the correct one for us out.
We do have a Region 1 sign out there on Wall, don't we?
There is a sign
Oh,
out
no.
there.
Wall, but Commissioner Barlow's correct, the actual address is on Southwell.
Okay,
Right.
It's kind of tricky there.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, there's just a thought, when I read that, I thought, well, I wonder if that would, if people would actually find it that way. Maybe check with Chris, but that was my only comment.
That's a really good comment.
We'll make that change.
Yeah, it's 2 to 3 blocks behind Wall, so
Yeah.
that's good.
That is great.
Any other comments? Any other questions?
Would a GPS get you to the right place, Corey?
Yes. Well, not with this address, no.
No, so even GPS wouldn't get you there.
No. It's,
That's a concern.
it is interesting because.
Us old guys, we use GPS.
Now, see, us older guys who don't have a GPS, the 169 is really good because it tells me where to turn off of Wall.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Okay.
Jeff, it's Commissioner.
No problem. Any other comments or questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous. Any other items?
That's the only item today.
That's it from us.
Okay. Any other items from the commission?
No, we just want to congratulate our new deputy director. We're gonna put a harness around him and work him to death. Congratulations, Chris.
Don't scare him
You'll
yet.
find out the harness is a tie.
Got it on.
You got him turning, his face is red, thank you.
And Carlos, his replacement's been named?
Yes, we announced last week that Terry Newell is the Region 3 Director.
That's just terrific, yeah.
That's terrific.
That is great.
Yeah, it's, we're excited for her, and for you, Doc.
Please congratulate her. Yep, that's wonderful. Okay, well, if no other business, let's adjourn. Any
Safe trip,
objections to
everybody.
adjourning?
Safe trip.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you
Thanks,
all.
Leanne, for setting this up.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Great month.